Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So my name is Jenny and today this video we discuss about a video that like the same is 7 top habits that help you to study effectively. So in my channel I have already done a lot of videos related to study routines, study methods and tricks, whatever, and so you can check more on my channel, or I will put in my description box some of my favorite videos. Okay guys, so today we're gonna talk about total 5 habits and 2 bonus habits that helped me to study effectively. Okay, so now come to the first one right away. The first habit is to environment preparation. So why say that environment preparation is important? Just imagine that you study on a very crowded space, you study maybe in the party and with the loud music, people talking everywhere, so you can't concentrate on those environment. You have to prepare your environment somehow that it worked best for you. So let's take me as an example. My environment always like this. First is that it is a study place that well organized desk. I always study in my room, but sometimes I want to change or adjust some of the environment. I can go to the cafe or come to the library, but mostly I study in my house, in my room. So what do I put on my desk? I just put the things or the stationery that essential for the subjects that I am learning. So for example, I study math, then I will put on my desk a calculator, some pencils, pens, and some rulers so that I can draw shape. And okay, I also have to put a rough paper so that I will draw maybe draft or some papers, formulas. So yeah, that's how I organize my desk. And the second factor for my study place is that it is have to be a silent room. It means that there's nothing at all, just me studying in a room. Now, no my parents talking, no television sound, no music, loud music here. And I always tell my parents, my younger brother, to not to interrupt me while I'm studying. And I will put or I will stick a note like don't interrupt me in front of my room so that no one will complain or no one will interrupt me while I'm studying. That will be very effective. And the third factor is that you can play some chill music if you want. So the type of music that I already introduced you guys to try listening is lo-fi music. So lo-fi music basically is the music that very relaxed and very suitable for studying, and has no lyrics, so it helps you to concentrate more on what you are studying. But you can try listening other types of music. You can listen to baroque, which is classical music that helps you to concentrate on studying, and etc. There are a lot of kind of musics out there that's suitable for studying. The thing is, you have to find out which type of music is best for you. And the final factor is that I have to put away all the distractions that I can get distracted from. For example, my laptops, my phones, my idol images, I will put it away, maybe put them in my wardrobe, put them in the next room, in my living room, put at the place that I can't see it. That's how I prepare for my study place. And you can try doing it too. Try implementing as many methods for your environment place as possible to find out which works best for you, and then just follow it. So yeah, that's the habit number 1, environment preparation. And now, come to the second habit is productive clothing. So, you may wonder, what is productive clothing? So, productive clothing is when you're choosing a suitable clothes when you're studying. So, a research in England has shown that people who's wearing formal clothes rather than people who's wearing maybe informal and casual clothes, and those people who wearing formal clothes like suits or blouse or pants can more concentrate and have a better result and become more productivity while they work. But people who are wearing the pajamas or some casual clothes can get distracted. So why this happen? Because when your brain is tend to create a strong association with objects or places around you. So let me take you an example. When you are wearing the uniform, your brain will give signal that it's time for studying and concentration. Or a more easy example, that when you go to your bed and when you're sitting on that bed, you maybe feel very sleepy and tired because your brain gives signal to your body that it's time for sleep and now you have to sleep. So that's how your brain had a related to your environment, your places, and what you're wearing. So remember that instead of wearing your pajamas the night before, try to change the clothes that you wear that's suitable best for your productivity while you're studying. You can try wearing some more comfortable clothes like a t-shirt, a pants, and some socks. That's okay. That's how I am wearing when I'm studying. And that's the second habit, productive clothing. And the third habit, which is my favorite one, along with the fourth habit, and I'll tell you later, is that spaced repetition. So if you love watching like educational videos and study methods, you may know what spaced repetition is. So spaced repetition is the technique that helps you to revise and recite a material regularly. So some of my classmates tend to cram every materials, every information at once before the exam, maybe 1 or 2 days ago. But I'm not doing it. I will revise or I will divide my revision into daily, into like maybe 1 week or 1 month before my exam, so that I will have enough time for my brain to absorb these things, because your brain needs time and repetition regularly every day to gradually absorb things. Or in other words, your brain will remember things in these steps. First is absorb things, second is practice, maybe practice questions or you can explain to someone, and the third step is recall. So that is the process when your brain remembers things. And if you want to like find out which technique is work best for that process, I highly recommend you guys trying the liner system. So liner system is specifically effective for repetition, for the method I have mentioned before, spaced repetition. So to apply this method in your study routine, you have to prepare for me 3 small boxes, maybe you just have a recycle boxes, and your flashcards. So flashcards is the cards that you can write the definitions, the terms, the chunks, keywords you have to remember. Just write on it. And then you put all the flashcards you have to learn at the box number 1. And after maybe 1 hour, you come back to these 3 boxes and then you revise all the flashcards on the box 1. And which cards you can remember put inside the box too, but which you can't remember or recall it, just stay there, just stay in the box one, and then just do it over and over again until those flashcards are in box 3. That means you're remembering all the information you have to learn in that flashcard. So that's how we apply Liner system into spaced repetition, and I highly recommend you guys trying this method right away as soon as you finish listening to my podcast. Okay guys, so that's the third of my study habit, spaced repetition. And now come to the fourth one, which is my favorite, is the SQ3R method. So this method is specifically and typically for those who find that reading chapters, reading books are boring. Don't try that one. So if you think that you're short of time to read the whole chapter, or you're scared to forget all the information you have just read, then try this method. So in another words, SQ3R stands for SQRRR. And now we'll come to each of the letters of this phrase. The first is S, and it stands for survey. So what is survey? Survey is when you're skimming and you're looking through all the maybe topics and subtopics you want to learn at that topic, so that you will have an overview of what you will learn. And the second letter is Q. Q stands for questions. So this basically that when you are reading all the subtopics, the topics, you create your own questions about that chapter. Maybe some general questions like, what is the main point of that chapter, or what I have to learn from that chapter, etc. To think of your own questions that you have to learn from that chapter. And now come to the third letter is the first R. So the first R here, it stands for read. So read is when you read the text of the chapters thoroughly, read the whole chapter actively, and while reading that chapter, remember to answer the questions that you have just created before, so that reading is become a active method, not is passive. And the fourth R, which is recite. So recite is when you describe or explain what you have just learned to others. Maybe you can write what you have learned in your own words by oral, or you can, by written, or you can try speak and teach others who don't know anything about that topic. So if you can explain somehow that people can understand, then you can consider yourself being master of that topic, and you can specifically understand all of that chapter. And now come to the fifth letter, also the letter R. So R here stands for review the summary. Review all the summary of the chapter. You can read the summary at the end of the chapter, or you can read again the overview or the summary of your own words. You can try doing that. And if you still have the questions that you can solve while reading, then you can try finding it out on the internet, or ask your teachers when she is teaching you at classroom. So that's how the SQ3R method. And this method, why it works? Because it's specifically for reading comprehension and helps you to take advantage and the most of the time when you're reading, and you don't waste it. Once read and then remember all of that. And now come to the fifth method, also the final method I want to share with you guys at this channel. also the method I want to share with you guys in this video, I'm sorry, not on the channel, is mind mapping. So some of my videos I've already mentioned that method before, but I want to tell it more like detail and precisely at this channel. So you may wonder, what is mind mapping? Mind mapping is the image of, so I will put some kind of mind mappings on the screen. You can try looking at it. I don't know how to describe it. So mind mapping is that. And why mind mapping works? Mind mapping help you to remember and memorize longer and more actively. It helps you to understand the connections of each ideas and concept, because if you are just reading your notes passively, then you can't understand the connections and the relatives between the concept and the ideas you have learned. But if once you know the relation between that, your memorization will work better. So how to draw a mind mapping? You have to prepare for me some stuff. First is a piece of paper, or maybe a notebook, and the next stuff is some color pens, or just a color is okay. And now is the way we draw a mind map. First is that you draw the name of the topic you learned at the central of the mind mapping, and then from the central you will spread around the branch ideas, the subtopics idea you want to learn. And remember that on mind mapping you have to just write the keywords, the key terms, not write the whole sentence. It makes your mind map become very boring. And while you draw a mind map, your two hemispheres, including the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere, will work at the same time, because the right hemisphere is take like responsibility for creativity, for colors, for motions, for feelings, and the left hemisphere is for logic, for math, for science. So that way, so why mind mapping help you to roll the both two hemisphere? Because you use your right hemisphere to think of the colors, think of the way you draw your mind map, and you use your left hemisphere to draw your concepts, to draw the things you will study or you will draw in your mind map, and how to organize it better, and how to also connect the ideas, the concept, and the terms together, so that whenever you want to revise for your exam, maybe you don't have to read all the chapters long. You just bring again your mind map, and you will have an overview of what you have learned, of what you want to learn. So that's how we draw mind mapping. And again, thank you so much guys for watching my videos, and if you love this channel, please hit the button and like my video. And thank you so much guys for watching. If you have any questions for me, feel free to comment down below and I'll make sure to understand it. And see you later in the next video. Bye bye.